Hi there, my name is Cynthia Wakio, and today Paminas is telling us more about the failures that he has faced and how they have helped him become a better leader. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Cynthia, for having me.
So, give us a brief background on how your leadership journey has been.
Thank you, Cynthia. So, leadership is quite an interesting topic for me. And if this is the first time that you are visiting this channel and even watching our video, my name is Paminas Wainaina. I'm the CEO and founder of Corporate Staffing Services. Corporate Staffing Services is a leading HR firm based in Westlands, Nairobi, where we offer different services to our clients. And these services include recruitment, training, and even staff outsourcing services. So I am the founder of Corporate Staffing, like I had said, and I started this organization when I was young, 29 years old, and that's where my leadership journey began. Because before then, I think I had only supervised one or two staff, but now I'm tasked with overseeing 25 employees who work directly here at Corporate Staffing Services, and another 30 to 40 who work indirectly, in the sense that they outsource to our clients who are employers. So leadership is something I've learned on the job, Cynthia. It's been a new experience for me, ups and downs, but I would say quite interesting. And when I look at the journey, I'm a better person because of what I've gone through. And that's why I'm excited to discuss this topic with you today.
Yeah. Speaking about your journey, tell us about the failures that you've gone through.
So when you call them failures, yes, indeed they are failures. They are things that should not have happened. However, in my experience, leadership is a journey. And what do I mean by it's a journey? It's you never get to say that you're perfected. You learn along the way. Today you make a mistake. Tomorrow you strive to be a better person. But that doesn't mean that the next 2 or 3 months you also not find yourself making a mistake. Because at the end of the day, leadership, when you talk about leadership, it's all about people. How are you able to influence others? How can you be able to be a role model to others? And remember, we are not perfect. We are, in a way, there's something in one way or another we are lacking, because we are human beings. Yeah. So when I look back my journey, what are some of the things that I could have done different, or what are some of the things now I strive not to do? Number one is not communicating my expectations. So you normally find over time there's something you're good at, Cynthia, but we make assumption that the other person knows either what we expect or it also comes easily to them. However, that's not always the case. So nowadays what I've learned is to sit down with this individual and help them understand this is exactly what I'm looking for, so that we don't have a miscommunication. Before then, I would tell Wakio, oh, I want you to do this on this Friday and deliver these results. But maybe I don't tell you the reason why you need to do it. I don't maybe inquire whether this is something you can be able to handle. Do you even have the time? So that engagement I've seen, it makes all the difference. The other thing, and I would say this is something which I'm not yet there, it's perfectionism. So I find myself, there's a certain way I want things to be done. And now the problem with that is, when you focus so much on how things needs to be done as opposed to the results, that can cause a conflict. Why? Say, for example, I want you to go to Mombasa, Cynthia. Now, there are so many ways you could go to Mombasa, isn't it? You could go by air, you could go by train, you can even walk. So as a reader, my focus should be, what are the results we are working towards? It's not so much about, I want to be in charge of how you're going to do it. And unfortunately, sometimes us as readers, we find ourselves so much bogged down by the details. You want to be in charge of what is happening. And unfortunately, and this has happened to me, is that you find yourself, you're spending so much of your time on the things which are not adding value. And yet also, these other person, they feel also micromanaged. And that also creates a lot of rift. So being a perfectionist, it's something that, especially when you're an entrepreneur, because you become an entrepreneur because you, to an extent, you want to take charge of your life and the way things are being done. But unfortunately, we've got to tone down on that, and that's something that I'm learning even now. The other lesson for me, I know you said failure, but I'll call it a lesson, is being able to differentiate between management and leadership. Now, those two terms, sometimes they're used synonymously. People use them interchangeably. However, they don't mean the same thing. So when you're talking about management, is when you're taking care of the resources. So when you talk about budgeting, when you talk about recruiting, when you talk about performance management, that's all about management. When you talk about cash flow issues, how the business is performing, that's management. However, leadership and leading, we're talking about taking care of the individuals themselves. So when you talk about motivation, coaching, mentoring, getting the best out of people, that's very key. So there's a time, what I've learned over time is there's a time to be a manager or a boss, and there's a time to be a leader. So making that distinction and knowing which hat do I wear and when is really very important. And for me, it's been a journey getting to learn that. Yeah. The other failure is not trusting my instincts. As a leader, you get to meet all manner of funny people. And sometimes the signs are there that this is not going to work, this is not the right decision. Unfortunately, either because, we don't want to cut our losses, you keep at it, only that your instincts, your gut, whatever it was telling you, turns out to be a very big mistake. Yeah, so nowadays I'm more, can I say intuitive? Is that the right word? You are the one who went to a private school, Cynthia. So nowadays I listen to my conscious, what is it telling me? Gut feeling. And even if I'll not take a decision, it doesn't mean I jump into conclusion. I'll try and see, why am I feeling the way I'm feeling, and do I need to make a decision? And so that has nowadays I find I'm making fewer and fewer mistakes as opposed to at the beginning. So I would say those are, call them failures, but I look at them as lessons, things not to do or keep doing. And those are the things that are guiding me now. Yeah.
And how have these failures stroke lessons
Yeah.
helped you now become a better leader?
For me now, I look at everything that happens as a learning opportunity. So they say the problem with mistakes, a mistake only becomes now an issue if you make it repetitive. So for example, nowadays I know when I'm now becoming a perfectionist. I know. So I'm able to call myself back and say, Pamina, you don't need to do this. Have trust in this person. Trust the process. Focus on the results. Don't micromanage. So I'm finding myself, it's a learning opportunity. And I strive not to do the same things twice. And that way you find the going is easier for me and even the people that I manage. Yeah. So, like I said, leadership is a journey. So just like a car, if you're driving a car, if you focus on on the side mirror where you've come from, you're not going to get to your destination. Yeah. So the way I look at it, occasionally it's good to know, this is where I've come from. These are the issues that I've faced in the past. I might have made a mistake, but the important thing is to soldier on and strive to be a better leader. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your journey with us.
Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you for watching. For more leadership tips, please subscribe to our channel. See you next time.